Hello everyone, I'm Japa Yannick, researcher at MboaLab. Welcome to Africa and welcome here in Cameroon. I'm a researcher at the MboaLab Biotechnology Center, also a sales manager for Beneficial Bio. We are very happy, my team and I, and to participate to this virtual event, the Darwin 2020 conference. And we hope we share many things with you. Very excited to share our laboratory and all the specific units we have, and also to extend our collaboration.
Hi, my name is Stefan Fadanka. I'm the Executive Director of MboaLab Biotech, also Research Manager at Beneficial Bio. Like my colleagues say, we are really delighted to participate to this Darwin 2020 and to present to you our facilities. The MboaLab is a community hub based in Cameroon, in Yaoundé more precisely, having its aim to catalyze local sustainable development through open science. And we do that through empowering population with the tool and skill they need to do the activity they want and be sustainable. The MBOA lab hosts different departments. We have the electromechanic department, we have the MBOA lab biotech, which is the GIY biohack space, and we also have the scholarly communication department.
Okay, speaking of the MboaLab, it's simply an open collaborative space located here in Yaoundé, the main city of Cameroon. Actually, Mboa is a name, it's an African name that means unified. So by unifying, actually we gave ourselves the aim of improving on the living standards of communities that are based in Africa, and especially in Cameroon, by promoting open science in our local context. Our missions are diverse, but the main missions we are giving to ourselves is to mediate between local communities and the academia. Also try to give a response or intervention to the direct and immediate needs of communities, and also we give ourselves the mission of educating communities and raise awareness about environmental issues.
As part of our community mission, MboaLab Biotech often organize workshops with local community, more specifically high school children, where we trigger their interest for open science and science in general. We also host some internship training teams to train the young generation of researchers in molecular biology. The internship training program is mostly addressed to postgraduate students. So most of our interns are master's students from local universities, as I said, and at least 6 students already benefited from this program and are still collaborating with us. We also train groups of people from the local community on how to use and build the local hardware that we prototype here at MboaLab, and it's very interesting. Especially we had some interesting feedback with our COSAMTOR, which is the microbiology incubator, which was applied in yogurt production. We also promote new modes of institutional collaboration in the country by partnering with local university and also local research centers to show that community-based innovation hubs such as MboaLab can join forces with academic institutions to fight and address sustainable development goals in resource-limited settings.
Since 2019, MboaLab became one of the very first node of Beneficial Bio, which is a UK-based company. And the collaboration has gone a long way with setting up a whole biomanufacturing unit locally here in Cameroon with core facilities.
Beneficial Bio is a network of social enterprises that is being run by biologists, and actually we have decided to set up an African node because of the observation that scientists in Africa were paying very high for reagents, and also receiving their reagents with much delay, and they were not able to do their best science. So us at Beneficial Bio, we have decided with the support, with the technical support of our team in Cambridge, to actually start a process that will lead to the manufacturing of enzymes that will help to do molecular biology in our context, where we are fighting against tropical neglected diseases. But also we manufacture, with the help of our engineering branch, we manufacture some do-it-yourself equipment, such that we will show throughout this video, and it's really helping us to achieve our objectives. So far, we are happy of what we have achieved, and we think we'll go a long way and help scientists in Cameroon and Africa to do the best science they can.
Hi, welcome to the MboaLab Biotech core facility. Now, currently, we are inside the lab, where most of the time we run the various experiments for biomanufacturing, and our activity as one of the hub of MboaLab as described earlier. So the work we do mostly has to do with local enzyme manufacturing, where we express a specific protein, specialty enzyme focus, and we also work on a prototype or a method for lyophilization, so having the synthesized proteins on a dry form to avoid the dependence of the cold chains. So that's in a nutshell our production facility at the moment. So as for the equipment and the material, what we have all that we need to for the quantification of protein, of cells, and also for DNA. We have a Simply Nano, and we also have the biophotometer. We have all the buffers that we need to prepare the various solutions needed for mostly for molecular biology and also microbiology, since the technology we use currently has to deal with cell-free and protein expression using E. coli cells. As other part of equipment that we possess in the lab, we have various PCR machines. We have a gradient PCR machine, we have the mini PCR machine that we use a lot, and that was our very first equipment that we received. And then for the visualization, obviously we have a blue gel tank system. On this section we have our tabletop centrifuge. We have a refrigerated centrifuge as long as a normal centrifuge. And here we have another series of reagents specifically for sigma. Also some other buffers, mostly for protein purifications. Yeah, we have some glassware, and here we have our water bath. So we use a very kind of DIY system where we have a vacuum water heater or cooker, and then we have a stainless steel pot basically that will fill with water, and then we have our beads to prevent rapid evaporation of the water. So this constitutes our system for water bath, which is working very well for us for our reactions. We have some scales here, rotors, so the basic lab equipment needed in the lab. On this section, we have mostly the kind of clean space where we do most of the microbiology work. Everything that has to do with growing the cell, subculturing, working in sterile conditions before we go to the incubation. So it usually happens here. We have a microwave for various applications, be it for electrophoresis, and that's various applications. On this area we have our electrophoresis kind of space, where we have our SDS page tank or electrophoresis system. Here we have our vertical agarogel system that we use. So we are able to run a lot of basic and standard molecular biology techniques on the ground, and it really helps us a lot for our work as manufacturing herb.
Okay, welcome to this section of our lab facility. You remember we told you we have been working with the technical support of engineering team. We really thank MboaLab Fab Lab located here in Cameroon because we have developed ideas and they help us, or we have merged the ideas to actually manufacture some local tools. The very first we have been able to manufacture is this incubator. Actually, as you can see, it helps us to do our to grow our cells and do some cultures. And you can see the command box here where we monitor the temperature and we can actually work in a more productive manner. Also, thinking of sterilizing our tools and make them safe to use in the lab and actually get the better yield. We could. We're normally supposed to use an autoclave, but we are using this pressure pot that help us to sterilize our equipment and all what can be recycled, and it's really effective, and we are very happy of the results we are having using this tool. Another very good equipment, we are very proud, we are very happy of this guy. He's our baby here. Is this shaking incubator actually. This apparatus help us to do to do some cell culturing, and as you can see, here is the command board where we can actually monitor specific parameters when we are doing our incubations. You see that here you can monitor the temperature, the speed of the agitator, and also we can even monitor the incubation time. This guy have helped us achieve a lot here in Cameroon, and this is a technology we think will expand, and people are really, scientists across the world are very happy about it because it was locally developed. It was an idea that we have developed and implemented here in our lab, and it actually works very well. Let's say in the next, as we proceed with the video, we might show you how actually it works.
Okay, now we have our shaker incubator working. As you see, we have the light bulb coming on and off. This serves as heat source, so when the temperature reaches the desired temperature, the temperature sensor sends a message to the control to stop the light bulb. So here we have the keyboard which serves to impute data. So to impute the speed we want to run the reaction, also the temperature at which we want to run the incubation. And then we have a potentiometer that allows us to increase or reduce the speed of the shaker basically. So basically that's the equipment we have. We are very proud of, and it's very effective in getting protein expressed in like record time. So that's an equipment we are very proud of. That was locally developed and made here at MboaLab Biotech, and that will be available as a toolkit alongside other equipment that we are currently working on. And this section of the lab was specifically set up for the video shooting to present some of the other equipment we are working on and we locally developed. So we have here a vacuum chamber, basically, which is made up of a pressure pot, and where we have a manometer, and then we also have a pump here that inputs sucks up all the oxygen or the air from the pressure pot, and then it's airtight. The system is completely airtight. We use it in our drying process for enzyme manufacturing. It's a process that we are also currently working on to make all the reagent we produce locally free from the cold chains, the need of cold chains, so stable at room temperature. So this is another version completely made up in acrylic. having a smaller capacity but doing the same function. So in here we have another equipment that's very useful in the lab, which is a desiccator. So we use it to maintain everything that you store in here away or free from humidity. So it's also very simple. Basically, it's a huge box of acrylic, made of acrylic glass. We have some hinges here. It's also airtight system, and then we have a bag or a reservoir to contain a desiccant. Basically, you can have you can use silica bead and any other desiccant that can be handled without too much risk in the lab. So, and then we have some shelves. So we specifically designed it to have 2 shelves, and we have some pore to increase aerations. So it's also an airtight system. And an important thing to say is that all the design will be made available and shared to the community. So we are really grateful to the international and local partners, collaborators, local engineers that are really involved in these projects, and we hope to have the next year, in the coming weeks, to have more and more projects.
Okay, speaking of the challenges we have been facing, we can start by saying having our hardware and equipment available here in Cameroon is not that easy, because they are sometimes very expensive, and even when we have the opportunity to purchase them, shipping them to Cameroon and also having the funds to pay in customs is not always very easy. Speaking of the reagents that we commonly use for our experimental phases, some of them are not available in Cameroon, and when we get them, we source them from abroad. We sometimes have some delay in the chain of supply. This is also due to the COVID pandemic, and actually when it's like that, we face some delays also in respecting our calendars. These challenges could not actually make us stop what we were doing. Thanks to the technical support we finally got from our team of Beneficial Bio in the United Kingdom. With their help, we are now able to have reagents on time. And as you have seen in the very first stage of this video, we presented to you some local equipment that we have manufactured here, and we are very satisfied of the work we are able to perform using this equipment. And also speaking of the maintenance, is much easier because of the help of an engineering team that we have locally here. And also building knowledge with the help of our Cambridge team is really helping us because sometimes when we don't have reagents, specific reagents for our experimental phases, we are pushed to use other experimental procedures that might require locally available, already available reagents, and we still have the same yield and we gain in time, and we are somehow very satisfied of the preliminary results of all what we have been doing so far. As part also of the solution we are bringing to our challenges, we have been using some tricks, such as using a pressure pot to replace an autoclave, a vacuum heater that is being used to replace our water bath, and also it happens that we use water from air conditioners as distilled water.
Another thing to mention about MboaLab as one of the manufacturing hub for Beneficial Bio, the MboaLab Biotech is not run as a membership-based community lab. Instead, in the lab, we have full-time researchers working in the lab as their professional job. We are now coming to the end of this virtual tour and hope you enjoyed the tour.
and now have a better idea of the MboaLab Biotech, the work we do here, the challenges we face, and some of the solutions we managed to bring in, and also the local hardware design that we prototype here and also that we use. Once again, we are very happy to participate in this virtual event, and on behalf of the entire MboaLab team and the Beneficial Bio team, we want to wish to everyone an amazing Darwin 2020 conference. Stay tuned and hope to hear from you soon. Bye bye.